When we think of natural disasters, we think of fire, or flood, or earthquake. When we think of industrial accidents, we think of explosions of steam or gas. We do not think of desserts. We do not think of candy. We certainly do not think of being drowned in a giant wave of brown, sticky, sickeningly sweet syrup. But in the annals of forgotten history, there is a day when a city was attacked by sugar. A day where a massive industrial mistake became a truly bizarre and deadly tragedy. Welcome back to The Glitch. Today, we are in Boston, Massachusetts. The year is 1919, and we are opening the file on the Great Boston Molasses Flood. The setting is the North End, a bustling, crowded neighborhood near the waterfront. It's January 15th. It is an unusually warm day for Boston in the middle of winter, pushing the temperature up to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The people of the North End are going about their day. Children are walking home from school. Workers are enjoying their lunch break. Standing on the waterfront is a massive metal structure, a storage tank belonging to the United States Industrial Alcohol Company. It is absolutely gigantic, 50 feet high and 90 feet in diameter. It holds 2.3 million gallons of molasses. Molasses, for context, was a crucial commodity at the time. It was used not just for food, but as the raw ingredient for industrial alcohol, which was then used to make rum, and, importantly, ammunition for the war effort. The tank was a crucial piece of infrastructure, but this tank was a disaster waiting to happen. It had been built quickly and cheaply just 4 years earlier. Locals had been complaining for months that the tank was clearly leaking. Children would gather with cans to collect the dripping syrup, which was sometimes 12 inches deep around the base. The company knew there were problems, but they simply painted the tank brown to hide the molasses seeping through the badly riveted seams. On this particular warm afternoon, the warmth was key. The molasses inside the tank had been fermenting. The slight temperature increase accelerated the process. Fermentation releases carbon dioxide gas. Inside that 90-foot tank, the pressure was building up to dangerous levels. Around 12:30 p.m., the sound came. It was described by witnesses as a low rumble, followed by a sudden ear-splitting clap, like the roar of a train rushing through the air. The tank exploded. The steel walls were ripped apart, and out poured 2.3 million gallons of molasses. It was a dark, thick, viscous tidal wave. Imagine a wave 25 feet high. That's roughly 2 stories tall. It moved through the street at an estimated 35 miles per hour. It was not a flowing liquid like water. It was a devastating, sticky battering ram. The force of the wave was catastrophic. It immediately twisted elevated train tracks off their supports. It crushed the nearby fire station, tearing down the structure and trapping the firemen inside. Buildings were ripped from their foundations and carried away like dollhouses. Then came the tragedy. People and horses were immediately overwhelmed. The molasses was heavy. It weighed 12 pounds per gallon. Once a person was knocked down, they were quickly immobilized. The accounts are horrific. People were not simply drowned. They were crushed by the weight of the syrup, or suffocated as the thick, sticky substance blocked their airways. Victims were trapped in molasses up to their hips, unable to move, while the cold molasses slowly turned deadly. Horses, which were crucial to transportation, suffered agonizing deaths, being completely submerged or stuck in the hardening sludge. The rescue effort was immediately complicated. The molasses was everywhere. It was deep, it was cold, and it resisted every effort to move it. Rescuers, including police, sailors, and Red Cross volunteers, had to wade through chest-deep syrup, often finding their own movement severely hampered. It took 4 full days to confirm the number of casualties. The final toll was 21 people killed and 150 people injured. The cleanup effort lasted for weeks. Firefighters used saltwater hoses from the harbor to try and wash the molasses away, which only made it stickier. They tried sand, but the mess was too deep. The North End was coated in molasses. Everything, houses, cars, streets, was saturated. It was said that the harbor water stayed brown until the summer.